All right, hi everyone. Welcome to this timing research special event. And so today I've arranged for a special session with someone I've known for a long time. He's appeared on many timing research events over the last 10 years, and I'm happy to have him here for a dedicated educational session for you. And the title of his presentation today is Five Trading Tools and How Fausto Uses Them to Spot Breakouts. And just a reminder, of course, this presentation is for educational purposes only. Trading is not suitable for all people. Please consult a financial advisor and only trade with money you can afford to lose. Also, this is being recorded. If you search for Timing Research on YouTube, Substack, or your favorite podcast app, you can find it there, or simply go to TimingResearch.com. And so I'm happy to welcome Fausto Pugliese of Cyber Trading University today.
Thanks a lot, David, and thanks everyone for being here. And yes, we're gonna have a lot of fun today. We're gonna talk a little bit about my top 5 trading tools to use and how to spot these breakouts and knowing where to get in, where to get out. Remember, the big thing is it's not about learning how to make money; it's how to learn how to control the losers. That's the big thing. So, just like David said just earlier, just remember there's very high risk in trading. And you shouldn't really lose. You shouldn't be trading what you can't afford to lose. So once again, there's a very high risk into trading. So just please be very careful when you go out there and trade. Now, these are a couple of things that we're going to be talking about in the next 40 minutes. Now, I could tell you it's going to go really, really fast. I'll try not to talk too fast, even though I am from New York. We do talk a little fast. I'll try to slow things down, but it does look like a lot we're going to cover, but it's pretty much all going to be packed into one very small little, in a small little conference. But we're going to talk about level 2, level 3, level 4. I'm going to show you exactly how to follow the big money, the smart money. How do I know that? Because I live here in New York. I was trained by some of the best traders in the world. And I still live here and I still learn every day. There's always things that are changing, and I'm going to pass that knowledge over to you. Now, what you're all going to be learning in the next 40 minutes is that you're going to realize that 80–90% of you are going to start to come to realize that you've been reading charts backwards. Okay. I'm going to teach you something that's called the right of the chart, where most of you are looking at the left of the chart. What the right of the chart is orders. I'm going to show you how to see real-time trades, where we find them, what's driving them up, how to read the algorithms, the high-frequency trades, the brokerage firms, all those things that you know exist. I'm going to spell it out for you. And then at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite all of you that I just showed you a minute ago to come and join my professional trading floor, so you could see that we practice what we preach, okay? Because that's the big thing. It's, anyone can make a nice PowerPoint, but the thing is, can you apply it to the market? Well, that's what we're going to focus on. Now, before we get started, if anybody here is interested, as a gift from me to you, I'm going to give you my book away for free. You could pay me $50 on Amazon. That would also be great. I'll be happy to take your $50, but if you like, I'll give it to you for free here, just for sticking around to the end. So if you just send me an email right now, Fausto@ctucorp.com. There's my personal email address. Just take a second right now to open up just a new email an email right there, and just type in Fausto right there, and just write in book. And I'll be happy to get it to you. All right. There you go. That's just like how I did it myself. All right. Okay. So with that said, because everything I talk about, I'm going to cover in the that you're going to learn in what I'm covering here is going to be in the book also. So there you go. All right. So what I want to do right now is I want to go to the live markets. Okay. So let's get really excited. Let's get to see some fun going on right now. So there are a couple of stocks that are moving in the market today, and you got to know what's driving them up and driving them down. Now, for some of you that logged in a little bit earlier, I want to just bring this up really quick over here. This is our trading floor. Okay. Now I'm going to invite all of you here in our trading floor. What I want you to focus on is right here. Let me get my crayons out here so you guys can see what's going on. As of right now, there's close to about 200 traders in the room. These are traders all around the world. This is our alert service. These are our instructors that are talking right now. Right now, we do live audio commentary, and they're looking at a stock, ABEV. Okay, so that's a stock we've been watching. We've been trading all morning. Now, let me just clear this out so you guys could clear all drawings. And let me bring up the stock for you. Now, I actually still own it since this morning. And I bought it the stock at $1.07, which is right around here. Okay. That was around 10:15 this morning. Now, the stock made a big run. Now, did anyone here see or hear anything about ABEV, ABVE? Anyone here know anything about it, heard about it? Just give me a yes or no in the chat. Nobody here heard about the stock at all. Lynn, you didn't know about it. Okay. It's up 350%. How many of you have been in a stock that's been up 350%? Okay. I'm not getting a lot of yeses. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of no's and not a lot of answers. Well, let me explain something to you. This is what day trading is all about, and it's day trades turn to swing trades turn to investments. Now, think about it. I only purchased 3,000 shares of it. That's a $3,000 investment, already up about $1,600. Okay. But then some of you are like, but I never heard of this stock. What about Delta? Delta had good earnings last night. Okay. Well, Delta did pretty well. Couldn't buy as, obviously it's a lot more to invest. You see position value right here. One's a $28,000 investment. One's a $4,000 investment. Look at the percent of the amount of money you're making more. But Delta, good news, great company. Hey, I love Delta. I just flew them on Tuesday. I fly them all day long. I got, platinum status with them. But why is the stock not going any higher? Okay, that's the question you have to ask yourself. Why is it stopping here? Why did it go up from here? Okay, these are the things that you have to learn. These are things we need to talk about. Also, what happened with this stock Game? Why did we lose money on Game? What happened to Game? Okay, I sold it, took a loss, but could have been a bigger loss. Absolutely. Okay. What about TSLY? Anyone heard of this stock? It's an ETF of Tesla. Why'd you buy TSLY and didn't buy TSLA? What made one? Why would you buy this one versus the other one? These are things we're going to talk about. And these are things that we cover, in our trading floor right here. Okay. So right now, obviously you could see they're still trading and they're still trading ABV. But anyway, trading is, what you're seeing here, there's always stocks that are moving in the market. Okay. For example, BE was up 13% yesterday. Stock went from 26 to 29. But was there bigger ones? Well, there was a stock like Irene. This stock went from $7 to $17. But then what about BMNR? Up 1,000%. This stock went from $10 to $50. Then the next day went from 50 to 160. Okay. This is all in one day. Now, I don't know if you here ever seen stocks like this. You probably think you heard about it, never knew where to find them. Finding them is pretty easy. Okay. That's not the problem. The problem is trading is not about winners. It's about controlling your losses. Okay. We find winners all the time, but we also lose. And your biggest issue here is, why am I losing money on this trade? And why am my winners less than my losers? My losers always outbeat my winners. And you find out that you're just basically, just churning your wheels. Well, that's what we're here to learn today. Okay. Now, how do I know this? Why am I listening to you? Everyone's probably asking, who is Fausto Puglisi? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself. Okay. First of all, I've been doing this for over 35 years. I'm a 12-time champion around the world. I beat every trader I went up against. Okay. And the reason why is that I was a market maker. A market maker is a floor trader on the exchange. Like being one of the original SOS bandits of the industry, we see what's happening. We're like the Marines. All right. Now, how did I learn this stuff? Well, first of all, how I get started? I'm 53 years old. I'm going to be 54 in September. I started when I was 22 years old. And let me tell you, Some of you were like me when I was 22 years old. You think you know what you're doing. You have the convenience to do it yourself. Never took the time to learn it. Well, I blew up literally 2 accounts before my dad gave me money and says, listen, that's it. Go out there, go get a job, learn from traders that are very good at it. But he's told me one thing very valuable I want to pass on to you. He says, learn from the people that are really bad at it, because those are the ones you want to make. You want them to make those mistakes so you don't have to make them yourself. But how did I learn? Is getting surround myself with great traders and learning from really bad ones of what not to do. So this is not the Fausto show. And I know a lot of you here are trading on your own, and that's not how things work. Okay. You have to be part of a team. And that's my ultimate goal today. My goal today is I'm here to teach you guys how to trade the right way. And then hopefully you'll come and join my team. Okay. If you have it in you, if you're qualified. And you know what? There's some of you are, and there's some of you aren't. But there's no better person that's going to distinguish that and tell you that than me. So over the years, fellow traders, I've been featured on some of the biggest stations on the internet and on TV. I do a lot of work with NASDAQ also. I've done a lot of presentations. And the exchanges, the reason why is because the exchanges know if the general public knows how to trade, they make more money. Okay? I don't know, guys. I don't know if you guys realize this, but let me bring up a stock really quick for you right here. Ever heard of NASDAQ? Oops. Oh my God. I just deleted it by accident. NDSQ. Look how well that stock is doing right now. Look how beautiful that stock is running. Why is it doing well? Because people like you are trading with them. It's people like us educating you that if you know what you're doing, you do more volume, they do better. So probably some of you didn't even know they were a public company too. But anyway, over the years, like I said, I've done a lot of speakings, and I'm here today. David wanted me here today because he wants me to educate you guys how to learn how to play the game of trading. But it's not about me, fellow traders. This is about you. Okay. I don't have an ego. I'm not here to talk about my fancy cars or my expensive house. That doesn't make you money. What makes you money is you need to know that you all need a mentor. And if you found the right mentor that could teach you how to play the game of trading. And that's how I learn. And that's why I want to pass my knowledge down to you, because the more people that know how to trade, the better it is for the community. There's a lot of bad actors out there. There's a lot of there's a lot of people I have to go compete against and try to tell them that I am not them. Okay. Listen, there are really bad car salesmen. There are really bad real estate brokers. Okay. There are really bad cooks out there. Okay. There are really bad traders out there. They're all out there to take your money. But my goal today is I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to train you so you know how to make the trades yourself. So what makes us separate from everyone else in the industry? Not only that I live here and was trained by some of the best traders in the world, is that everybody likes to make themselves sound good, is because they do sound good because they always sound right. Why do they sound right? Because they're showing you what's going on in the past. My goal is I am here to teach you how to follow the money. Okay. Stocks go up and go down by buyers and sellers, supply and demand. Now, I know everyone here has been taught support and resistance levels. Oh, where's the support on this stock? Where's the resistance levels on that? It's not about support and resistance. It's about buyers and sellers. So let me talk about the tools that we're going to use. And then I'm going to introduce all of you these tools that when you come into my trading room, you'll see them. So you have a little bit of a head start, what to look at. And also you could do your research too a little bit more, because some of you have a brokerage firm and you might have these tools. So these are basically the main tools that I use. I have a big percentage gainer chart, big percentage gainers and losers list. I have a chart, and I have something called level 3, or I'm going to talk about level 4. All right. Now, just out of curiosity, does everyone here just give me a chat back and tell me if you have all 3, just type 3. If you only have one of them, just type in 1. If you only have 2, just type in 2. Okay. Just want to see if everyone here is paying attention, and also want to kind of get an idea of the experience of what you have. Lynn, you got none. Okay, so you just started, Lynn. Okay, anyone else? Michael, what about you? Bill, David, Papa, what about you? One, two of them? Just two, David? Okay. Anyone else? Come on, traders. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be scared. No one's going to pick on you. All right. No one's going to make fun of you. No one's going to rat you out that you don't know what you do. If you can't answer these questions, that means that you should not be trading. I'm just going to be very honest with you. Okay. Like I just went to the doctor yesterday. Doctor says, hey, are you having these problems or you're not having these problems? Because if you're not going to have these problems, if you don't tell me, you're going to have a massive heart attack. All right. So just be honest with yourself, traders. What do you have? One, two, or all three? All right. Well, I can see right now that none of you have typed in three. Well, that is a major problem. All right. And we're going to cover that. But first, let me talk about some of the things that we're moving. Now, finding the winners and losers. I don't know if anyone here follows me on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or X, but we're on live every day, and finding these stocks are actually quite simple. Okay. There's a lot of stocks that are moving. The question is how do you distinguish what makes one less riskier than the other? And, that's something that we'll cover. We just posted a link up there for our YouTube channel. We'll do that for you. Okay. These are things that will teach you how to think for yourself. For example, let me get back to the big winner of today. All right. So what's the big winner of today again? The ABVE, right? Let me go back to it. Here's the stock right here. Do you notice there's the big percentage gainer right here, ABVE? Do you see it right there? It's the biggest percentage gainer of the market. It's the most active stock in the market, okay? This stock started right before after 9 a.m. Since we started at 11 o'clock, the stock was down here at $1.50. It's already at 212. Do the math. 1,000 shares. If you just made 50 cents on that, it's $500 since we got started. All right. That's a $100,000 salary. Who here doesn't want that job? Now, you're probably wondering, okay, should we take our money? Should we get in? Should we get out? Well, listen, let me just say this. Did I sell it yet? All right. Am I out? Because since we started, now I'm at 2,800. Right. When we got started, it was at what, 1,500? I just made another $1,000 since we've been here. All right. Why is that? I'm going to show you. Trading is a game. You just got to know how to play the game and follow the big boys. And, timing is obviously has a big thing to do with it. Usually the most action of the market is the first hour and the last hour. I mean, you still get some action in the middle of the day, but usually that's usually the best times to trade. I actually came out with one of those clocks. Here's my mouse pad. By the way, if anybody wants one, send me an email. We'll tell you how to get one. Let me just put that email out there. I can almost tell you, guarantee you, it'll save you thousands. There you go. There's my email address if you guys want to come and get it. And not only that, but during the days. I mean, Mondays, not really the best days. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. What's today? Today's Thursday. Why is the market, why are these stocks doing pretty well? This is what you get. Delta, a lot more popular earnings come out midweek. News comes out in the middle of the week. It's like politics. When you guys want, when's it politics the best to watch? On a Saturday or on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Same thing with the stock market. But it's all about knowing not just how to scan, but when's the right time to buy. That's what it's all about. So I know some of you here said you use something called level 2 quotes. Now, the problem with level 2 is that it doesn't give you all the data. It's showing you is exchanges, what the price is trading at the exchange and how many shares are at that exchange. It's not giving you full depth of book. You have to understand there are a lot of people that trade on the NASDAQ exchange. You're just seeing the best buyer and the best seller. How does that help you? Well, that's why level 2 has been outdated since the 1990s. All right. Now, what is not been outdated is something called NASDAQ Total View, which is called NASDAQ Book Viewer. I like to call it level 3 quotes. Now, just a really quick question for everyone here. Who here has level 3 quotes? Just give me a yes or no. Yes or no? David, you don't. No, 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 no. Okay, so listen, I need your full attention right now because what I'm about to show you is probably going to be the most disturbing thing that's going to really say, like, how in the hell did no one ever teach me this? You know it exists, but now you're going to get the opportunity to do it. Okay, so let me explain to you what we got going on here. All right, so follow along because I'm going to teach you how to trade. We're looking at Google. Okay, we typed in the Google symbol, and right now we're seeing every single order, every buyer in the entire world that wants to buy Google at every single price, every outstanding share, and every outstanding order. Now, whoever wants to buy the stock for the most is up on top. Whoever wants to buy for less money is down at the bottom. And on the flip side, we're seeing every single seller in the entire world that wants to sell Google. And whoever wants to pay for the most is up on top. And whoever wants to sell for least amount of money is down at the bottom. So think about this for a second. You are seeing every single buyer and seller of Google. All right. Now, how does that help you? Well, that's what I'm going to show you next. So clear this out. And let me go to the next slide. So up here is what's very important. Buyers equals support. Now, everyone's always looking for support, and that's wrong. You got it backwards. Supports don't exist unless you got the buyers out there. So here you have a stock that we're looking at, HIMS, start around 52, came all the way down to a price around 48, around 12 o'clock, and for some reason, it decided not to go lower than 48 and went right back down up to 51. Now, why did it pick 48? Why not 50? Why not 47? Why not 45? Why did it pick 48? Well, you're probably saying there must be support levels there. Well, the only support that made it is the buyer out there, and that buyer was a 5-digit number of 74,000 shares. That's the only reason. It wasn't the 100-share buyer that made it build support. It wasn't the 2,000-share buyer. It was the 74,000 share buyer out there. Now, you have to understand there's a lot of numbers out there. And I know it might be confusing. And some are like, well, how do I keep up with the numbers? Well, 98% of the numbers are out there are relevant. You're just seeing the total book. What you really care about is that big one right there. That's what you care about, that big order. Now, let's look at a resistance. Here's a stock that went from $18 and then around $8.30, $9, $9.15. It kept testing and testing and testing this 1980 number. And then finally, boom, it drops down to 1550. Why didn't it want to break it? Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And then finally it went down. What made it not get past that number? Well, when a stock goes up, that is called resistance. Resistance is on the sell order. And if you notice right here that there was a 125,000 share seller sitting there at $19.79. Now, is that a lot? Does that make it technically resistance? I don't know. Does 3,000 sound like a lot compared to the 125? Does 500 sound like a lot? Okay. No, it's that big 6-digit number. Once again, what drives supports and resistance levels? Buyers and sellers. No, Bay, it's not Fibonacci's. Okay. You got to remember, indicators were invented by mathematicians. Okay. Do you want to learn from a mathematician or do you want to learn from an indicator or you want to learn from a floor trader? You know, when you watch the financial stations and you look what's going on the floor, they're not looking at charts, they're looking at an iPad. Some of you guys have 4 monitors. They're like, how is the biggest trader in the world sitting on the biggest exchange in the world looking at an iPad? What the hell is he looking at? He's looking at orders. That's all he's looking at. He wants to know who's out there buying and selling it. That's all. All right. Let's go over a couple more examples. SBET is going down. Okay. Stock is crashing. Now, question to everybody. If you have a stock that's going down, when will it technically stop going lower? What do you need? What do we need for this stock to stop going down? Because you've all been there. And remember, it's not about the winners, it's about the losers. Okay. What do we need for the stock to stop going lower? Okay, good. We don't need a Fibonacci, right? We need buyers, right? Can everyone just write the word B so you're paying attention? Just to know that you're following along. Just write the word B. Thank you very much, Lynn. Bay, thank you. All right. Because there's half the people in here that are not answering me back. And I just want to make sure you guys are following along and not being distracted doing something else. Because listen, I am not here to entertain you. I'm not here for my health. I'm here to stop people from losing money. If you cannot answer this question, I'm just telling you right now, I think it's time you should quit trading. Because if you think this is difficult, imagine having thousands of dollars on the line and losing it. So the correct answer is buyers. Thank you very much. All right. So how do we find buyers? Well, let's look at some. You're probably thinking, well, maybe it's the support. Supports don't make buyers. Buyers make buyers. So we're going to look at the book viewer. We're going to check over here on the buy side. We're going to work our way down. And after looking at all those big orders out there, the biggest, most significant buyer out there is sitting right there at 1532 for 72,000. What do you think is going to happen when you get to 72,000? Right? Well, exactly what it did. After a few hours passed, it got there. It tested at 11 o'clock. It tested there at 11:30, and it finally went up to 1750. And like, damn, how is that even possible? How did I not know? You know, well, did you see the buyers out there? That's what made it go up. What time frame is this? Regardless of what time frame, right now we're looking at a 1 minute intraday chart, but it doesn't matter the time. It matters the buyer. Okay. Time has nothing to do with it. It's the orders we're looking at. Orders don't make time. Okay. So let's look at another stock that had a really nice run, Coinbase. So Coin had a big run, and then finally it came down when it tested its resistance. Now, how would we have known? Now, the thing is, there's a lot of stocks that go up, and then there's a lot of them come down. They're like, damn it, do I buy it back? Do I sell it? Is it, should I take a profit? Well, the only thing that's going to teach you if you should continue to hold it, or if you take a profit, or maybe you should sell it, is you got to see where the big block orders are, which is what we call iceberg orders. And you'll see right here that there is a 100,000 share buyer at, out of all the big orders out there, this is the biggest one out there for $362 for 109,000 shares. Well, guess what? You saw a stock go up, you saw it back off, and all of a sudden you're like, damn it, I should have held on to it. Why did I sell at 162? Now it's at 362. Now it's at 374. How'd that even happen? Well, did you see the buyers out there bidding it back up? Things like this happen all the time. And the thing is this, because one of you asking me about swing trading, you have to understand, this also applies towards a swing trade. Absolutely. I'm going to bring one up right now. We're because it's incredible. We're almost out of time here. I told you 40 minutes is like, holy crap, this thing went fast. Let me look at resistance levels before we move on forward. I'll show you a swing trade. CCL this morning had a big breakout, right? 2770 to 2870, right? Thing is this, where's the resistance levels? Can't tell on the chart, but we could tell here there's a 140,000 share seller out there at 28.75. I don't know about you, but is a 400 seller going to make a resistance? Is a 2,000 share seller going to make a resistance? Or if we just wait just a little bit more, is 140,000 going to make a resistance? Because from all those orders out there, that's where the biggest order is. And if you didn't see that, that's how you convert a winner to a loser. Now, did that seem hard? Did that seem difficult? Did that seem complicated? Did I lose anybody yet? And we've only been teaching you for 15 minutes. And for some of you, you'd be like, wow, I didn't even know this technology even existed. Well, let me tell you this. This has been around for 50 years. 50 years this technology has been around. And you're just learning it now. Well, I got good news for you. It's never too late to learn. Okay? It's like saying, is it too late to be a lawyer? Is it too late to be a doctor? Is it too late to be in finance? It's never too late. I'm going to make a guarantee here to you. The stock market is not going out of business. So, but if you don't know how to play the game, you know who's going to go out of business first? You are. You need to learn how to follow orders. You need to follow the smart money. Stop worrying about chasing and having something tell you if it's going up and going down. You need to know before it gets there. So stop focusing, looking at the rearview mirror, and focus your eyes on the road. So let's see what happened. We're running out of time here. So we got one more in BA. BA had a big breakout. Same thing. You want to take a profit. You work your way down that list. Doesn't look like a six-figure number like we saw before. It's only 47,000. But you know what? When everyone's showing 200, 300, 500, 200, 47,000 at 230, yeah, I would think that's a resistance levels. So that's how things play out. And that's what an iceberg order is. All right. So there is, by the way, who here would like to get NASDAQ Book Viewer? Okay. Anyone here want to be able to get it? If you want to get it, just drop me an email right now and just send me an email and I'll tell you where to get it. Just open up your inbox, Fausto, and just write NASDAQ book. And by the way, give me your name too, because I don't know, some of you I don't even know what your name is. Fausto. Just write Fausto, NASDAQ book, whatever it is. And if you have any questions you want to answer, just be happy to email me. And just hit send. There you go. Boom. Done. All right. Not difficult at all. Rick, by the way, I got your email. I'm going to get you my book. Bill, Susan, Lance, I just got an email from you guys. I'll get that sent over to you. All right. But anyway, think about this. When I got started before I go on and show you to the level 4 is, when I got started, I had to pay $1,000 a month for this technology. Okay. Now imagine asking a 22-year-old, okay, to come up with $1,000 a month. That's like coming up with $5,000 today. Here I am. Now, I think everyone here could agree with me and says, yeah, this to have a seat on the exchange costs money. And some of you probably wouldn't want to pay that. You probably want to try first. And that's why it's like a 90% failure rate. Well, I was that 10% that says, you know what? I already lost my money twice. Let somebody else do it. Let me do it myself. Let me pay the money. And now over the years, it doesn't cost $1,000 a month. It doesn't cost $500 a month. You know what it costs? $15 to have a seat on the exchange. Now, listen, don't mind me because my parents taught me, I'm first generation Italian. My parents are very, very strict, and they told me straight out, if you can't afford $15, you can't afford to trade. All right. If you think $15 is enough, try ignorance. So think about it. To have a seat on the exchange, if you had an opportunity to walk to the front door of the New York Stock Exchange and pay a $15 fee to go down there and see what everybody's doing and learn from that, you tell me it's not worth it? Because that's why people fail in today's market. Everyone wants things for free. And then let me tell you something. There's no such thing as free lunches. All right. So there is one more technology I want to point out to you, which I'm going to show you and when you come join my trading room, and it's called level 4. Now, level 4 is a heat map, and it's a little bit different. Here it is. I'm going to show you this one right here. And what we're looking at right here is NVIDIA. Okay. Anybody familiar with NVIDIA? Everyone knows NVIDIA, I assume, right? Well, not only this works on a day trade, it does work on swing trading and long-term trading. Now, if you notice right here, this is the book right here, which I just showed you. But now we're seeing it on a heat map. This is 9:30 in the morning, and this is program trading when orders showed up. Now, you'll notice right here, it's a big red line. That red line is a 920,000 share seller. What happened here in pre-market? You notice how it never, ever got there? Let me show you here on the chart. Check this out. Think that's cool? Look at this. NVIDIA. Here we go. So look at NVIDIA here. Here is 165. All right. So NVIDIA had a nice little run, went all the way up. You notice how it got close to here, came back down, got close to here again, and we came right back down. So how did we know back here? You know how great that would be to see a 161 and could have got out at 164.50 and it went all the way back down to 162. Why did it hit that? Okay. Is it because we had a moving average, an RSI, a stochastic, a Bollinger Band, a MACD? Is it because of that? Because I have no idea what I'm looking at right there. Okay. I have no idea. But you know what? When I look at this and I see a 900,000 share seller, and if I break 165, I see 170 for another 80,000. That's called the right of the chart. Okay. Which one looks a lot easier to read? This or that? That's the difference between amateurs, beginners, and advanced traders. And that's what you're going to learn and what we teach and what you guys are going to see when you come join me in my trading room. So let me put this down and because we're almost out of time here, and I want to give you guys get ready to join the trading room. So if you guys haven't followed me yet, we're live on YouTube and Instagram, TikTok, X. We're live every morning at 9 a.m. at 2:30. So please make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. But my goal today is I want to invite all of you to come into the trading room. Now, CyberTrade University, just to let you know, we've been endorsed and been sponsored by some of the biggest brokerage firms in the industry, just to name a few. I've done presentations for all these companies. And if anyone does get training from anyone, that I do recommend all of you to make sure you, listen, they should be endorsed by big brokerage firms, because the big thing is this: if you know what you're doing and they make more money, you don't know what you're doing, you go out of business, they don't make any money. So that's where it comes down to it. CyberTrade University also has a 5-star rating on Google. We're probably the only school in the industry that has that. We're also ranked #1 from ChatGPT. So if anyone's a big fan of AI, ChatGPT did rank us. They did their homework for you. So we're very proud to say that also. But my goal today is not to tell you how good we are. My goal is to teach you guys to see it live in the real market conditions. So this is what I'm doing today for all of you. Okay. If anyone here would like to join my trading room, all we're asking is a $9 application fee. That's it. We're not going to charge you a single penny more or after. All you got to do is click on that link right there, or take your phone and scan the QR code right here. That's all you have to do. Just turn your phone, scan that QR code, and this is everything that you're going to get. We're going to give you my book. I'm going to give you the access to how to get NASDAQ book viewers. So if you emailed me, John, don't worry about it. You're going to get that too. But you're going to get so much more. You're going to talk to my staff. You're going to basically get full commentary of what we do in our trading room all day. You're going to meet our chat board. You're going to see our students, the hundreds of students around the world, see how they're trading and how they're getting in and out of stocks. You're going to see our watch list. You're going to meet people like Kerry and Bill Ireland and Kathleen. These people are, all over the world, because remember, we started the first trading floor in the industry. There's a lot of them out there, but we're the first ones that actually started it. We're going to give you access to our trading floor, which I just showed you. And what else we're going to give you? We're going to give you workshops, access, VIP access to our podcast that we do with some of the most popular gurus in the industry, all for $9. Okay. Now, and once again, the reason why we're charging you $9 is we just want to make sure you're a real person or not. If you're somebody that's looking for something for free, I'm not interested, because the thing is this: if you think $9 is expensive, then that means you think $15 is expensive to go into the trading floor. And let me tell you, if you can't afford, if you haven't figured this out yet, brokerage firms, okay, they give you free tickets. Did you ever wonder how they make money on you? Okay. They should actually be paying you to do a trade, because they're trading against you. You don't believe me? Look at the back of your account statements and read what they say on what's called payment for order flow. They're making hundreds every time you hit that button, okay? But I'm going to teach you all this stuff. I'm going to show you for one whole week. You're going to have access to the trading floor, workshops, everything. And you know what? If you want your $9 back, I'll give it back to you at the end of the week. I listen. I am just looking to recruit traders that if you feel that you need the mentoring, that you want to be part of a company that you could trade with, a part of a team, the 200-300 people that are on our trading floor. If you think you want to see and feel and learn from other people, then here's your chance. You want to be with someone that's been around for 35 years as a 5-star rating? Here's your chance. All you got to do is take that phone and scan that QR code. And I'm going to throw one more bonus before we go, because I have to go, ladies and gentlemen. I got another event I got to do at 12 o'clock. I have another an engagement to go to. If you register, I will personally call you on the phone, okay? And the reason why I'm willing to do that is because if you go out there and you're serious about it, we're going to have that conversation, because if I'm going to train you and my staff, I got to make sure that you're going to be worthy to do it, because it's not the easiest thing in the world. Trading is not that easy. But if you have a heart, and if you're willing to know and learn and take losses when you're supposed to, then I want to talk to you. All right. Now, before we go, fellow traders, is there any questions, any other questions people have to ask? Any other questions you have? There's the link right there.
So if someone is more focused on futures or options trading, can they use your methodology too, or is this pretty exclusive for stocks?
No, that's a great question, David. So let me tell you something first. First of all, options is a very big failure rate, okay? And if you want to be a good options trader, every option instructor will tell you the same thing. It's the movement of the stock that makes an option move, okay? So how do you know what the option is doing if you don't even know what the stock's doing? If you can't even make money on a stock, you're going to have a very difficult time trading options. Regarding about futures, yes, you could trade this same style on futures. I don't trade futures. I'm not a jack of all trades. I have people that do trade futures. There is level 3 and level 4. We do trade cryptocurrency in our trading room, because there's a lot of ETFs that trade in stocks. So we trade those too. So yes. So you can apply it. Listen, it all comes down, David, to buyers and sellers. So it applies to everything. Any other questions? Regarding about when you register, Dave, let me just let everybody know. When you register, it's very important. We're going to ask you 5 questions. Let us know a little about you. Are you what brokerage firm you're doing, what type, just like you mentioned, what kind of trading you're doing. The more you let us know about you, the better we can help you. And then you're going to make an appointment. You can talk to one of our education advisors. Then you're going to go into the trading room, and then 2, 3 days after you're in the room for a little bit, you don't got to be there all day. But once you're in there, and then we'll have that conversation together, and then I'll be happy to answer your questions privately. All right. Any other questions? Just Michael Perry, I think you're the one that emailed me earlier. I just got your registration, Michael. Appreciate the vote of confidence. All right. Rich, I just got your registration. Thank you very much. All right. Any other, Dave, any other questions you might have for me?
I think that's it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Great presentation. So
No problem, guys.
great
And
information.
you're more than welcome, David. And by the way, we're going to be back again tonight at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to be back here live again. So if you guys want to come here and take it again and listen again, maybe you might have questions. Maybe you want to do some homework before you come back again. Be a great time. You could always register again afterwards. But we are going to limit it, to like I think 20 people we have over here, and that's it. But just feel free to kind of register for it. Listen, the worst thing that could happen to everyone here is that you find out trading is not for you. If you think $9 is expensive, try ignorance. It's not, it's not that much to ask. I'm one of the original day traders. You're going to be sitting side by side by a 12-time champion. You're going to sit and see what it's like no matter what time during the day. Just learn how to play this game. It is a great job. Okay. You know what? A lot of people getting laid off. A lot of people are worried about, retirement, all that stuff, David. There's no better job that's going to pay you the amount of money than trading the stock market. But thanks for listening, everyone. Appreciate the vote of confidence. And for the ones that are registering, and if, like I said, if you didn't register, you want to do your homework, I'll be back here at 8 o'clock and hopefully get you registered then. All right. And then we do have this recording. You can watch it again. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate your vote of confidence, and look forward to seeing you all on the trading floor.
All right. Thanks, Fausto. So, yeah, and the recording of this will be on TimingResearch.com in a few minutes as soon as I can get it processed. And again, if you want to join us again tonight, Fausto will be back at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on TimingResearch.com. All right. Thanks, everyone.